Hello everybody, welcome back to our Senior Spotlight interviews. I'm Ethan Spozarski. Today I'll be sitting down with one of our other seniors who was a big involvement in our design club, Miss Sadie Mink. Sadie, how are you?
I'm doing really good, thanks.
So Sadie, we'll get right into your interview. First question is, why did you choose Waynesburg? What enticed you to come here to WU?
So when I was looking into schools, one of the big things that I needed when I was looking in was to have a Christian atmosphere. And so I was looking into some other schools, and Waynesburg wasn't on my radar at first, but it was recommended to me by a family friend who had some acquaintance with the university. And so I looked into it, and I found out that they had a really great comm department, and their digital design program was specifically focused towards graphic design, photography, and videography. And that really caught my attention, and so I applied, and I got accepted, and here I am.
Alrighty, so I won't argue anything on the comm part. They're 100% correct. We got a great department here, but let's now dig into that major a little bit, because while I did mention you are big involved with our design club and the design major, you also aren't just a design major. You have a lot of involvement with an entrepreneurship major as well. So why don't you talk about your degree as well?
Yeah, so my degree is very individualized. I actually have an interdisciplinary degree, which means that I took the curriculum of the digital design program and I took the curriculum of the entrepreneurial leadership program, and I got to kind of pick and choose what I wanted, and I combined those two curriculums and made my own. And so, yeah, I have a very individualized degree through the interdisciplinary degree program, and I got to have those classes specifically lined out for me and for my plans after college. And so I have taken a lot of ownership over my education, and I am one of the biggest supporters and advocates for the interdisciplinary degree, because I think it is just such a great way to get people to be involved with their education and really get that ownership aspect.
So with the interdisciplinary degree, we mentioned earlier that you don't actually need an internship, but you have something called a capstone with that. So go ahead and go into a little bit of a depth of what that means and what that differs from a normal degree of someone who doesn't have two majors in a sense.
Yeah, so with the interdisciplinary degree, since I'm not specifically in the comm department and not specifically in the business department, I could kind of pick and choose what I wanted to do, like as more of a capstone experience. And so instead of doing an internship, instead of doing a capstone experience, I'm actually doing an independent study called Venture Accelerator, where I'm actively starting my own business while I'm in school, so that once I get out of school, I can project that into the real world and I can start making money and I can make it into a profession.
Now, tying back to Waynesburg, your freshman year, when you did come in after you had all of this figured out, you were coming in during the COVID year, during our pandemic year, which was no easy feat for anybody anywhere. But how did that affect your experience at Waynesburg? How did it make it the experience it is today? And then if you could also just talk about that design club experience, how that has been for you here as you're getting ready to graduate here in a few weeks.
Yeah, so coming in as a freshman during COVID was definitely difficult because we weren't able to meet in person for any of the clubs, which made it hard to make friends. And while we were able to meet in person for a lot of our classes, some classes were still remote, and so we would meet online to have club meetings, and I was still working on my practicum. So I was doing my practicum through the Yellow Jacket newspaper and through the design club. And so there was limited opportunity to get involved that way because there wasn't very much outreach, but I did, and I really fell in love with the design club. I fell in love with the opportunity to be able to learn through that experience and also to be able to apply my artistic skills and to grow that branding for myself and that style. And so, yeah, for the past 4 years, I've been heavily involved in the design club. While I haven't held a leadership position, I have been a big mentor for our younger students who have been coming in. I've led workshop studies and taught how to do specific things through Photoshop and through Illustrator, and I've definitely use my skills as a professional photographer in that design club as well, which has been a really cool opportunity to see younger students be able to learn from me too. So yeah, I was involved in a lot of different aspects of campus. I have several work study positions, which have definitely helped my appearance across campus. People easily recognize me because of those positions that I hold, but I was also able to make friends through my coworkers and gain some mentors like Pat Brister and Jim DePriest have both been really wonderful to me, and I'm very grateful for those experiences despite the challenges of COVID.
So knowing what you do now with the experiences, your involvement in all the other clubs and organizations you're part of, what would you talk or what would you say to your freshman self? What would be some advice you could give to your freshman self coming in here during that pandemic?
So in high school, I was really involved in about everything that I could. And when I came in as a freshman, I was like, I'm going to take it easy. I'm only going to get into the things that are going to benefit me. I'm not going to get involved in clubs and activities just because they need someone. And well, Waynesburg is a small community as it was in high school. And so a lot of those opportunities have presented themselves. And so I would say to my freshman self, like, don't limit yourself because of that hesitancy to get involved, but rather take every opportunity, which I feel like I really have. Every opportunity that I've had that Waynesburg has presented me has given me so many skills and abilities that I know are going to help me to be a more profitable and more valuable employee in the future, and also as a business owner. And so I would just tell myself to not be so hesitant and to be excited to take new opportunities and don't hold yourself back.
Final question for you, Sadie. What is next? You had mentioned a few times about your business that you will be starting, which I think is awesome. But what else comes along with that? What is next for Sadie Mink?
Yeah, so my business is specifically in photography. My photography business is called Sadie Jade Photography. And through my capstone experience, I have been starting a business launch, which I'm doing at the end of the semester for seniors. I'm specifically focusing on doing senior portraits. But after college, I am really going to project that business and focus more on the wedding environment, doing wedding photography and getting myself into some event planning. So for this summer, I'm going on having 4 weddings booked for the summer, which is super exciting. But I'm also been applying for several jobs in the event planning and marketing, media marketing as well. And so I'm excited for those opportunities to come, and I'm excited to be able to grow in those positions as well.
That's awesome, Sadie. And from me and everybody else here, I want to congratulate you on your future endeavors and your awesome Waynesburg career. I know you'd definitely be missed here for us. I'm sure in the design club it would definitely be the same. But again, thank you. We want to thank all of you for taking the time to sit down. Make sure to stay tuned here on our YouTube page for all our future senior spotlights here to come. For Ethan Spozarski and Sadie Mink, so long. We'll see you guys next time.
This has been a production of Waynesburg Community Television.